Hey, what's up, guys? Just gonna try to do a quick video. I'm kind of winging this, but it's about the Canaanite women. And I just found some other scriptures that kind of match up with this, and I kind of wanted to share it. So, who are the lost sheep of the house of Israel? I know I did a live the other day, and someone came in and they were claiming that they were the bloodline of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and that how you have to, this bloodline, and I was being disrespectful, and they don't understand the lost sheep of lost sheep of the house of Israel are, because your Messiah, the Son of God, told you, "I come only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So it'd be important for people to know who the lost sheep of the house of Israel are. So it's if we read in Matthew 15, it says, "And behold, the woman of Canaan came out of this same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word, and his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us." So she came to the Messiah, and he's not listening to her. He's not paying attention to her. But he answered her not a word, and his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now pay attention to that. He said that for a reason. He's trying to show you something here. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. So then she worshipped him. And he still didn't respond to her. But he answered and said, It is not meant to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. Pretty harsh thing to say to someone that's praying to you, that's begging to you to help. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Yeshua answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. So, there's a lot going on here. And it's saying, he's only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And he's kind of telling her to leave. Don't talk to her. And then she said, it is not meant to, he tells her it is not meant to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. So he's calling her a dog. He's saying, I'm not here for you dogs. And then she says something, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. So there's a lot going on here because she humbled herself. She called herself a dog. I am a dog. I'm a dog. Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Now, I was reading a little bit in John 6, and it was saying, and it was talking about just, the bread. He goes and he says, Very verily I say unto you, you seek me not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. And it also says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. So your Messiah, Yeshua, is that bread which come down from heaven. And if you go to John 8, he says, He that is of God heareth God's word. Ye therefore hear them not, because you are not of God. Okay? So if we can kind of take this all back to Matthew 15, you have the story of the Canaanite woman. And, why is she part of the lost sheep of the house of Israel? Because she heard his words. She heard what the Messiah was saying and believed them. He that is of God heareth God's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because you are not of God. So the lost sheep of the house of Israel are going to hear God's words. And she did. And she made it known by what she said. She called herself a dog, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's tables. She ate his bread. that came down from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. She got those little crumbs. She might have not understood everything he was saying, but she got the little crumbs. She hears the words of God. She received it, making her the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Because the lost sheep of the house of Israel are going to hear God, hear his words. They're going to hear that you have to keep the 10 Commandments and fulfill the royal law. They're going to hear that and know that. And if you can't hear that you have to keep the 10 Commandments, if you can't hear that, then you're not of God. You're not the lost sheep of the house of Israel. If you have hate in your heart and you think it's only white people or it's only black people or it's a race-based thing to be the lost sheep of the house of Israel, you're not from God. You're not hearing the words that the Messiah is telling you. You're not listening to him. He came only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, scattered to the four corners, devoured by the Gentiles. People are going to spring up out of the grass and surnames themselves Jacob, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I hope this made sense.